The left can't trust themselves with absolute freedom. That's why they hate it. Cracking this truth wide open is Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. Right now, the world is split in two. Either Musk buying Twitter this week has forged a promised land of free speech, or Musk buying Twitter is the dawn of hate speech hell.
I guess he misses the old South Africa in the 80s. He wants that back.
But contrary to the racist wails of the stunted bedwetting left, this is not about the future of protecting their thoughts and feelings. This is about the future of protecting the ability to share those thoughts and feelings to begin with. Here's Musk in his own words.
An inclusive arena for free speech, where all, Twitter has become kind of the de facto town square. It's really important that people have both the reality and the perception that they're able to speak freely within the bounds of the law.
Sounds reasonable. Now let's dive into the mind of a liberal and translate.
So when Elon Musk says, wow, this is about free speech, it seems to me that it's about free speech of straight white men.
And the cattle followed suit. Soon after it was confirmed Musk would purchase Twitter, the raging virtue signalers immediately sprung to action, deleting their Twitter accounts for TikTok.
Elon Stalin is taking over. Fuck you, Twitter, and goodbye forever.
Enjoy Twitter. I just deactivated mine.
I deactivated my account and deleted the app. Elon Musk.
I'm not interested in staying on Twitter anymore. So I just wanted to let everyone know that you can find me here.
TikTok, the surveillance arm of the Chinese Communist Party. The party committing mass genocide and force harvesting millions of organs each year from its own people. If you're baffled by this reaction, you're not alone. Why would anyone oppose so vehemently free speech? The answer is sadly very simple. Deep down, in the rotting depths of their souls, the true left knows they cannot trust themselves with absolute freedom.
If you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party? Or are you going to decide to stay home?
Squishy Stelter's view that total freedom is a dangerous, unsavory place is pure projection. The left knows itself all too well. For leftists, the problem with freedom is twofold. Absolute freedom demands a certain responsibility, of which the left is totally devoid. Freedom without accountability leads to chaos. Knowing themselves, the left favors policies in the world that cultivates their anti-responsibility instincts and imposes big nanny governing. Think about it. The left's core political positions are grounded in fantasies of fleeing responsibility and escaping consequences. Aborting babies they don't want to raise, racking up reckless student debt and sticking it to the taxpayers, blaming guns over the criminal, lecturing you about conserving energy as they jet set around the world and hand-wring about our fragile planet. The list is endless. All policies and positions shirking responsibility. It goes deeper. On the surface, the left hates freedom because it demands too much personal responsibility. But deep down, leftists know freedom is a drug. It taunts their utter inability to control themselves. Here's MSNBC's Ari Melber in a rant stunning for its lack of self-awareness.
You own all of Twitter or Facebook or what have you. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of its candidates, all of its nominees, or you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else, and the rest of us might not even find out about it till after the election.
Does he even hear himself? So Zuckerberg and Twitter's board didn't censor the Hunter Biden laptop and secretly turn down the reach of certain voices? Conservative accounts weren't banned or throttled in the interest of promoting the Democratic Party during a presidential election? Melber and his fellow leftists are deeply concerned Elon Musk will do to them what they have been doing to us for years. That the left conflates freedom of speech with hate speech is a telling projection of their darkest instincts. If given total free rein to say and do anything they wanted, they would to the point of destruction, both to themselves and to society at large. When left to their own devices, without state control, without big nanny government, leftists resort to violence. Because ultimately, they are the brats and miscreants of society who never grew up. Think Antifa, BLM, the anti-police crime wave sweeping the nation since Biden took office, smash and grabs in Democrat cities, the siege of Portland. Whereas rural America, liberty-minded America, tends to thrive when left to its own devices, when given the freedom to exercise personal responsibility, when allowed to set up their businesses, own a gun, defend their families, protect and practice their faith, and care for their communities. But since leftists must live under a certain thumb to control their uglier instincts, they force everyone else to do so as well. The Democrats' demented party emperor, Joe Biden, has announced this week a new bureau at the Department of Homeland Security, a real-life Orwellian Ministry of Truth designed to monitor for disinformation. According to DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, the board would work to tackle disinformation ahead of the November midterms, particularly in Hispanic communities. To head Biden's Ministry of Truth, Biden chose Nina Jankowicz, a woman who helped bury the Hunter Biden laptop story as Russian disinformation, and just this week tweeted her disapproval of Musk's rescuing of Twitter.
And I shudder to think about if free speech absolutists were taking over more platforms, what that would look like for the marginalized communities all around the world, which are already shouldering so much of this abuse, disproportionate amounts of this abuse, and re-traumatizing themselves as they try to protect themselves from it, reporting, blocking, etc. We need the platforms to do more, and we frankly need law enforcement and our legislatures to do more as well.
Pure projection. When the left has total control, they become the absolutists they know so well to fear. They fear themselves and their inability to contain their own delusions and inherent hatred for humanity. And that's my opening argument. Next up, as CEO of the leading Twitter competitor, Jason Miller, joins us next to argue why Elon Musk is undertaking the impossible. We'll be right back.